Hey there, everyone. It's Tabby, aka Octavia. We're ringing the bell for a real true smile. Before I started this video, I wanted to know, was someone lying on me? I did, because I always knew that there was someone watching my social media accounts, whether it was the ones that I own now currently or the ones that I had that have been hacked and taken away from me. Okay, and access has not been provided back to me because of the people that are in my phones, in my devices. They have stopped, blocked, and deleted emails and text messages that I was supposed to receive so I could reset my password and get back into my accounts. And Spirit said, yes, whomever was watching you in the Page of Swords energy was lying on me with the Sun card. They're caught. They were doing it to have some type of overnight success. Rapid rise, sudden recognition, unexpected breakthrough, all eyes on that person. Page, it could be a princess, it could be a girl, it could be a boy, I don't know. Whomever it was, I believe it was a guy. And then he ended up at a crossroads where he had to make a decision. Important choices, life-changing decisions. Choose wisely. Your next choice matters, right? And they refused. Then this person became a whole red flag. And so then what? They attracted red flags. Walking around with their hands behind their back, claiming that they're bringing you roses, but they're not. This is a whole walking warning. Ignored their intuition, potential trouble. You knew better. They were catfishing people and people were catfishing them. I can't make it up. Pretending to be someone else online, fake profile, deceptive images, not who you think I am. And then divine intervention came in between this person and what they were trying to do to me and to others. Unexpected guidance, universe stepping in, redirected paths, saving us just in time. Because this person was on hustle mode. This person was on hustle mode. This is their side hustle. This is how they made additional money, additional streams of income. Sleep can't wait. They just stayed up all night drinking coffee, grinding hard, ambitious drive. That's why I said this person became a walking red flag. Because they're a false person to begin with, a fake account, stalking people online. And so on their social media, Spirit says, okay? And then the divine intervened because it was divine timing. This person had to be stopped, grinding hard overnight, getting a come up off of our social media and lives, okay? For money, with money moves here, bank account deposits. Smart decisions, strategic investments, building wealth, making my money work. But what they were also doing was blocking my money because this page was lying on me, claiming that I was doing something to them online through my social media account. It was never me. And this is also not a Page of Swords. This is, you know who's at the crossroads? It's the Hermit. It's the Nine of Wands. It's the Emperor of Light during the day, right? It's the big boss energy, the big D energy, which he's not. He's he's not big D energy. He's not the big daddy either, but that's how he sees himself. His ego is very huge and large and overinflated. All right. This is a deceptive religious leader. Religious competitions. Secret hater of everything spiritual and or divine. It's a hater. They cloak themselves as a groupie because they're a clout chaser and they can't stop doing it. It's like they're addicted to it. They're addicted to this, to having fame and everybody look at me, pay attention to me. Spirit said, that's okay. I'm resilient. I'll bounce back. Recovering quickly, determined to rise again. They can't keep me down. And that's true, because they can't keep me down. And I pulled out the tarot deck because I was going to see what else I could get from it, right? Clarify this overnight. See how this person is looking at someone through the window? They were doing it, I heard, strange with Mr. My Way, doing things through the window, the Psycho X, Four of Pentacles. That's what they were doing. It was all fraud, and it was all an illusion, false reality. Spirit said, yes, Three of Pentacles, they were working together for money. Pentacles, 1, 2, and 3. They were working together for money. Now, why is it two people in this picture when this is the Three of Pentacles? Because remember, she's married. So that's the third person. But he's unaware of it. But guess what? What did he do? He funded everything. He paid for everything. It's a situation like that. Okay? And it's two men, two masculine, or a masculine presenting as a woman and another masculine. I heard their money is funny. Now their money is funny because they're getting caught up for all of these lies and deceit. Okay, we got cards that want to come out. Yeah. They popped up. Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay, they call themselves being indecisive about you or juggling your money so that they can have some type of forward movement and new beginning, new start. You're saying now they're juggling them. Now they have a car accident or a car that's repoed. Here's a tower moment. Excuse me, I can't make it up. They're having a tower moment. To this fraud. Spirit said this masculine. Wow, this masculine here that represents this strength card or a Leo and or both. They're having a tower moment. So they cannot get into my house and they cannot hang out in my window. Period. We got the Hierophant. There's two cards. We got the Hierophant here that's involved, or a company, an organization. It could be the Department of State, Department of Defense, or should I say the Department of War, NASA, a school, a university. Yeah, possibly a school or a university here with this card. Pentacles mean yes. Okay, Pentacles mean yes. This could be a shelter. This could be because Eight of Pentacles, I always pick up on witchcraft and programming. Yeah, witchcraft and programming. I'm just gonna clear off the desk here so I can have some space. You know, and what they do is they program code illusions and stuff surrounding me. They program codes, illusions surrounding me to include my neighbors that exclude me, and then they pretend to be me. Why do they do this? Why are they continuing to do this? Because they do not want to stop what they have already started and once began what they were doing against me, committing fraud. They committed fraud against me in the workplace. They lied on my name, and now they're taking me through these challenges as if my name was Job, and it is not. Taking me through challenges, they don't even want you to know this. Yes, Six of Cups. There's somebody from my past, possibly named Leonard Travis Ferris. Okay, this is this whole religious competition. Oh, I don't believe in God. I don't believe in spirit. So, yeah, to backstab, betray, or burden me with the Ten of Wands here, and the Seven of. I'm sorry, I said seven. Yeah, Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords. So it's like they did it to steal something. They did it. They did it for what? Initiation? What they do this for? To join a group? A secret society? They did it for the Hermit. They did this to me for the Hermit, who is that false religious leader, that Mormon that really is a demon. Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles represents the Seven of Swords. To backstab, betray me, possibly because I'm black. Four of Wands here, about my house, about my home, about a job. Two of Wands, because I left a job. I did, and I went to work for this person. I used to work for the Hermit, and then I went to work for this person here, who is, they're both men, over 60. And they fucking act like they're 5 or 6. Nine of Swords. Now they're mentally stuck because they backstabbed and betrayed me. Goddammit. Like, they're mentally stuck in their heads and their minds, worried that all of this is going to get out. That they took me through the trials of Job to have some type of religious competition against me because I left a job. I left the Hermit, the job with the Hermit. Number one, he ratted on me. He lied on me. He snaked me, goddammit. He lied on me and claimed that I was the reason that we lost the contract, which was false. They were committing crimes and doing something illegal with the contracts and the finances. And then I did my job and I called it out. Why did I call it out? Because the woman that he worked for, he was the manager, he was the PM, not me. I was the admin slash budget and front desk assistant. You know, they put everything on that front desk person, and I was doing that mess young without the money that I deserved. You know, had me doing accounting stuff or finances, and then his boss, who was the GS15, kept asking me, well, this is not adding up. Well, make this make sense. Why is it this much this month and it wasn't this much last month? So if somebody's coming to you and that's the government manager, you're supposed to do it, especially when it comes to money. Money. Okay? She wasn't letting it go. So I was answering the question. I kept going to him before I went to her to respond. And I said, well, what do you want me to say? He said, well, just do your job, Octavia. That's fine. Blah, 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 blah. And he thought the shit was funny. Because it didn't matter to him because he was in some type of workplace romance with that woman. He was sexing her, so he didn't care. He felt like he would be safe. What happened? We lost the whole contract. Boom. Just like that. We were told not to come back in the office, and we didn't have a job. So how is it that he went on to lie and say that I worked in that same office, API, within IRM, Information Resources Management, at the Department of State, for years after I was gone? I worked for so many other companies. And this man kept lying, saying that I worked for him long into 2000, I want to say 8 or 9. I want to say 2005 or 2006 is true. He kept the photo up, lying and putting up false images of me working in this office through to 2006, 2005 to 2007 is what I'll say. When the whole time I worked for STG, I worked for CITI, not the credit card, but the Creative Information Technology. I worked for them. I worked out in Tyson's Corner. Okay. I can't even remember the name of the company because, like, I worked for, was it Bearing Point? It's so long ago now, right? I went to a temp, like I did a lot, right? And then I finally got back with the Department of State on a contract working for this bumfuck. Both of them bumfucks know each other. They know each other. They're all in the technology department. They had meetings. When I used to work for this guy used to show up in our office for meetings. Okay, because it's technology. It's technology. It's digital. We were changing over from 1999 to 2000. Then we had September 11. There's a lot of stuff that was happening. And I left this office back in 2001, early 2002, because they lied on me. And every lie you could think of, they said about me. And his little woman that he was having a little relationship with lied and said that I was messing up her timesheet. This woman didn't have no time to take off work, but she kept submitting paperwork like, yeah, I'm taking off 8 hours here. No, you're not allowed to go into the negative unless it's approved by your management. And her management kept sending it back to me, telling me to do it right. She took off on this day. She's not getting paid for that day. I printed it out, attached it to the email, left it on her desk for her. What did they do? They got me removed from the contract. They got me removed from the contract. Why? Because they needed to make me the scapegoat for everything that they have been doing illegally with technology, backwards programming, backwards engineering people's minds and their whole lives to take from them. Make me the scapegoat for that. Make me seem like I was stealing or cooking the books or some shit. Justice. I will have justice for this. That's what Spirit is saying. Because I didn't even ask the question. I just started shuffling the deck again. But I will have justice for all of this backstabbing, betrayal, lying, scapegoating me as if I'm not a human being in my flesh. These people are playing with computer programming and think that it's okay because they don't feel anything. Nothing happens to them. They just want to have clout. They want to keep their job, so they want keeping up, let me put on a show. That's why it's the tower moment. Tower moment to the strength card. Thank you, Most High God. I've been waiting. I will have justice. In fact, I'm having justice now. I don't work for these people. I haven't worked for the Department of State since 2000 I want to say 2007. I haven't worked there since 2007. And then I began to work for Department of Homeland Security. If it wasn't 2009, it was 2010. And then they pays me, okay? Pays me. I had just had a baby, lost a baby, and had a baby. One of the worst times in my life, and then my mama died, and I never thought I would feel any worse, and I did. It's tragic. It's tragedy. And I was going into work, putting on a happy face, a strong face, going to all of the meetings, even doing the GS-15's work. Stayed late in the office to finish it so that I could have it to her so she could report it and bring it to the meeting. A last minute assignment that she gave me to deliberately be mean to me. She did not want me to leave the office that day. I said, that's fine. I called my husband and I was like, hey, pick up the kids. You know, get baby from daycare and pick up the kids from after school care, because I have to work late. He was like, all right, I'm gonna see what I can do and get off and get over there. And I was like, okay, cool. We're not together no more. They made sure of that. They made sure that I didn't have a husband. They made sure of that. So that relationship is ended as well. Another heartbreak. Divorce is like somebody dying. That's grief. And then, like I said, she had me do her work and she went into the meeting the next day and she presented. She asked me all of these questions as if she studied her senior executive. It was a senior executive back then. Now they probably call directors. She studied her. She knew what questions she was going to ask. And before we went to the meeting, because there was a whole entire office meeting, which I was included, she sent me the questions. Well, how did you make this decision? Well, what were the pros and the cons? And I just responded back to her because I'm thinking, oh, I left that out of my report maybe, because it's my first time ever doing it. I didn't find out it was her assignment until I get in the meeting. And we're supposed to talk about stuff around the table, what we've been working on. And do you know she hadn't given me an assignment all week? So that was the one thing that I had in my notes that I had detailed notes of to present to the senior executive. But of course, she sat right next to the senior executive. So she spoke first and she gave my work that I had done as hers, as a report to the senior executive. And all of these people have been working together against me. And now I have a lawsuit against the federal government and they don't want to pay me because somebody gave my money to this woman, because they've been allowing this woman to pretend to be me because I don't work here anymore. But it was happening long before then. Yeah, 911 state, yeah, they worried about that shit. Somebody from my past. Yeah, this person, I met this woman long time ago and I thought she was my friend and she was just using me. She already knew who I was. Spirit said yes. She was just using me. She knew who the fuck I was. She came and she stalked everywhere. Every time me and my boyfriend would show up somewhere, we were just hanging out. We didn't have a lot of money. We would go to the park and sit under the sun or sit in the shade, talk to each other, kiss on each other, have a little bite to eat or whatever, leave and maybe make some plans to go to the movies later that day or something like that. But we were young. We didn't have jobs. We didn't have money. We were, living off of our provided money from our parents and our, it's so much I could say. She used me. She played me, y'all. She knew who the fuck I was. She already was planning to get and determined. Do you hear what I say? Determined to get her a government job. And she got that government job. And her name is Kimberly Compton. And she got to go into that job and pretend to be Octavia Denise Hamilton, which is me. Because Leonard Travis Ferris, long time ago, yeah, she's the false empress. Half person page of wands. And she's been a government employee since I was about 17. And she basically took my whole life in the spiritual realm in the United States, access to the metaphysical realms. She took it because Leonard Travis gave it to her. Gave it to her. And now, get this, now she wants to have what he gave me, and he didn't give me nothing but a bed. Now she wants that. It's like she thinks that I'm not supposed to exist. I'm not supposed to have nothing. She thinks I'm supposed to be like this. Spirit said, no, it's her. This is toxic. See the colors? See the green? Toxic. Toxicity. And I didn't even plan on talking about this. So she's been the Empress, and she left me like this. And then when people go to sleep at night and dream, and they think they see me like this, it's her. Or it has been her. And who is she? She's the Queen of Wands. But she won't let me be the Queen of Wands. They won't let me be the Queen of Wands. She's the Queen of Wands. Ace of Swords. There's a whole lot of corruption that's going on here. And people, she's got men. I don't know if she got them under mind control, unseen forces. It's her demons or her programming code that's over her. I don't know. But she's got them all mind control to do what she wants them to do. Spirit said, yeah, it's revealed that she's been controlling the hermit. Mind programming the hermit. Puppeting the hermit. Okay? Spirit said, I will have justice. And Spirit already know. I'm just saying, Spirit already know my heart. The divine already know my heart. I ain't talking about these karmics. These people karmic, they're demonic, they're Satanists. Okay? They don't know themselves. They have no self-awareness. They'll never complete their life cycle. They will reincarnate and come back to do all of this crap again. Spirit said that's coming to fruition. Spirit said fruition. To do all of this crap again until they get it right. You don't get to live a life and pretend to be someone else. And think that when you die, oh yeah, now you're going to go to heaven. No. You didn't accomplish a darn thing on earth but tampering with and bothering somebody else. To no end. Relentless, Spirit is showing me. Okay? So that's what I have for you. I'm Tabby, aka Octavia. I appreciate you. Appreciate the likes, the shares, the subscribes. Continue to tune in. Namaste.